woman's right to control her own body.
My name's Steve Martinez. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I came out here to support Bernie Sanders with everything I got. We got to go hard for Bernard. That's what we have to do here in New York. Every vote counts. Let everyone you know he needs to win the Democratic primary and he needs to win the presidential race to fix this country. He came out today throwing nothing but fastballs, everything policy topics. It was fantastic. He came out, he talked about Wall Street, he talked about a jobs guarantee, he talked about Green New Deal, the environment. It was just spectacular, and he's our next president. It's just fantastic. I think he's going to win in a landslide this time around. I don't think anyone is going to give him a challenge the way Hillary did last time around. It's undeniable. This was an incredible turnout. The momentum, it's palpitating. It's just unbelievable. He brings so much energy. I don't want to hear anything about his age. He has the energy of a 20-year-old. And we have people in Congress. Dianne Feinstein's going to be a senator until she's about 95, I think. She just won. Bernie's got plenty of life left in him. That's not a concern.
My name is Patricia Romero. I'm from Long Island. I'm a first-generation American here. My parents came from Honduras. And this is my boyfriend, Rafael Ventura, and he's from Dominican Republic. We're both here from New York. We're very excited to be here to really represent Bernie Sanders and the movement. As a young progressive, we really want to make sure that we stand by ethical policies that will not only protect the people, but also help uplift them and really move this economy and the future of America forward. I think that right now, when we found out about the DNC and what they had relations with the Clinton campaign in reference to actually here in Brooklyn, we were quite upset to find that out because we already had a feeling that something was going on, especially with the Democratic Party. There's closed polls and then there's open ones, and Bernie was able to really win on a lot of those open elections during the primary season, but he lost during the closed ones. So we really think right now Bernie is the best candidate, and we really think at this point, since we have so much more momentum, he's been on the road nonstop since he lost the primaries 2-3 years ago, and now he's really been able to really build up a momentum. We want to keep that moving forward, and now we don't have a powerhouse like Clinton anymore.
Bernie is exactly what we need right now, especially because of all the income inequality that's going on. There's a lot of injustices that when you look at corporate media, they're not really paying attention to it, and they barely cover Bernie Sanders, and if they do, they do it they have like their own bias and their own negative slant. So now is the time for the people to rise up and like really speak truth to power, and that's why we're all here representing for Bernie Sanders. The only reason why Trump won is because people were tired of the current system, so they went populist right, and with Bernie's populist left. So a lot of the policies that Trump ran on, like if you think about it, like Trump ran on like raising minimum wage and things like that, and like he kind of co-opted that left, that progressive mentality, and he kind of sprinkled it into his own campaign, and that's how he grabbed a lot of people, a lot of the working class that were like, listen, the system is not working, we need to like do something about it.
My name is Sunsara Taylor, and I'm a supporter of the Revolutionary Communist Party. I'm here with the Revolution Club, New York City. And we came out to this Bernie rally because the system of capitalism, imperialism can't be reformed. It's got to be overthrown. A real revolution is not running for Congress. It's not putting a new face on the top of the same imperialist system. It's getting organized to overthrow that system. So we brought this sign that has Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, Tulsi Gabbard, Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, Kristen Gillibrand, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Julian Castro, Bernie Sanders, Mike Pence, and Donald Trump. Bernie Sanders is playing people, just like the Democratic Party plays people over and over and over again. Says, you want change? Vote for me. I'll set you free. And every time the people get played.
So what's his stance on Venezuela, Bernie Sanders?
Bernie Sanders came out a few days ago and said, what did he say? He said, let the humanitarian aid in. Now, everybody in the world knows that's not humanitarian aid. That is blackmail. The U.S. has put sanctions on the state of Venezuela. They are starving the people of Venezuela. They are weaponizing starvation. Then they put a little bit of aid on the border, literally about 1/10 or 1/20 of the amount at which they have cut people's income in that country through their sanctions. They put a little crumb on the border and call it humanitarian aid and use that to back Guaido to help carry out a coup.
And he knows better, or he's just...
He knows better. Everybody, look, the Red Cross knows better. They know that's not human. They don't call that humanitarian aid. That's political leverage to back a coup. That's U.S. intervention. And Bernie said by calling it humanitarian aid, he was lining up behind the coup. There's no two ways about it. So BEB, to come back to this is yet to be announced what it means. We're soliciting people's guesses. I've heard some good guesses. We're going to be spreading this across the country. We're going to be taking it to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's office, give her a certificate of BEB, and we're going to unveil at revcom.us sometime in March the answer.
My name is Vance Brown, and I came out because I'm with the revolution. I want to transform the political system that we operate in, our economic system. I want to transform everything, and this is our best chance. This is our best hope right now. Bernie Sanders. The message of inclusion, that 99% is huge, and it includes all of us. And when we are included with one another and united with one another, we can take on anything.
Bernie is everything that this country needs to take our nation back from tyranny and bringing everything to the people. It's a people campaign, basically. And you can start for Medicare for all, social, economical justice. I know Bernie can beat Trump, that's for sure. So let's see how it goes, but Bernie has everything that we need right now.
My name is Shannon Swift. I'm 22. I came here to the Bernie Sanders 2020 campaign rally kickoff event, and it was definitely a great experience, and I'm really glad that I came. Definitely historic.
Okay, the turnout, was it what you expected?
Absolutely. The turnout was immense. I think it was definitely at least a few thousand people, which is like, for Bernie Sanders, that's nothing. That's like, it's like if it's less than 20,000 people, it's not a Bernie Sanders rally. So yeah, it was great. It was immense. He has the young vote unanimously, and I was reading an article, I think it was the New York Times, and they were saying that that this time around that the millennials will be just as much as the older generation in terms of the voting bloc for the Democratic Party. And not even just that, but in 2016, Bernie Sanders had more votes from people under 35 than Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump combined. So now, with more young people able to vote, because I was barely eligible to vote because I had just turned 18 in 2015. So, I'm fortunate that I had a chance to vote then and to vote now. The main two things, in my opinion, or I guess most people's opinion, that hurt his chances for being nominated was, one, the DNC in its many ways. They did everything they could to disenfranchise him because they didn't consider him a true Democrat, and they wanted Hillary Clinton to be coronated, and we saw how well that turned out because they did not see the polling that was going on during the initial primary, because there were polls that were saying that Bernie Sanders would defeat Donald Trump by almost 15% during the Democratic primary, and Hillary Clinton was losing in polls to him during the primary. And we were trying to say that also that was his electability, but they didn't want to listen. They wanted to go their own route, and we saw what happened.
My name is Valentina, so I came out today just because it's time for a change. Too much has happened for too long. The same thing over and over and over again. Rich people get richer. So far, he's the best I've seen, honestly. He's somebody who does not take money from these big corporations. He doesn't want to be bought out. He's lived through it. He wants to see other people succeed as much. And he has influenced me. Sometimes I think I'm like, damn, I'm giving up hope. But I think I'm like, no, Bernie, you're giving me more hope. I'm still out here. My toes are coming off, but it's okay. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm here. I come from Jersey, so I woke up at 5:45 just to come and see him because I knew this is going to be a rare opportunity. He started it off here in Brooklyn, where he grew up. So you know what I mean. I respect it. I respect his roots, and I think he can go a long way with other people.
Why Bernie? Why now? Well, why Bernie? Because out of all the Democrats running, I think he is the best forerunner for the Democrat Party. Why now? Because I think he's the only shot that the Democrat Party has if they ever choose to take office. I definitely believe it has to be the right person, and I think that any other person would more likely split the Democrat vote, and I think that Bernie speaks to the moderates as much as the progressives.